Today, I want to talk to you about the Taylor Limited Edition 424 CE, made completely of urban ash, and we're going to compare it to a 324 CE made completely of mahogany to see how similar and different they are. Bottom line, today I'm going to show you how much this guitar kicks ash. Stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag, and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So I'm solo today without Cooper in the passenger seat, but we are still going to continue to drive and tell you all about this very cool guitar. Now, if you miss our earlier review, we compared this with another limited edition 400 series, the 414 CE, which has rosewood back and sides and a sinker redwood top. But not to be lost in the mix, the 424 CE is a new nomenclature. I can't recall a 424 in the past, except maybe there was a Koa one. I'll take that back. But it's very, very cool. It's the first time I've played an acoustic guitar that features all urban ash, top, back, and sides. It's the first time Taylor's done it in their lineup as far as I know. And it's a very cool construction. But I also want to kind of point out something that I think is an error. So Taylor has said about urban ash that it's a fantastic wood. If you're not familiar with it, the latest edition of Wood and Steel kind of dives more into their urban woods use with urban ash, which has been on some guitars like the GTs and the Builder's Edition 324 CE and so forth for a bit now, and also the new red iron bark, which is on the 514 CEs. If you haven't seen that video, those are very cool guitars. Make sure that you check that out on our channel as well. But one of the things Taylor's been saying about this urban ash for a bit is that it's like really good mahogany. When this guitar came out, again, they were basically saying it's a lot like mahogany. And I have to disagree. I'm sorry, Taylor, I have to disagree, because I think in a lot of ways it's better than mahogany. There are a lot of similarities, but what I said in our first review of it is that it was like an all-mahogany guitar, but a little bit more forward, a little bit more out there tonally, volume-wise, and so forth. Today, I don't want to really belabor all of the specs on this guitar. We'll go through them real quick. What I really want to do is to demonstrate with a 324 CE, which is all mahogany, exactly how different they are. And in a lot of ways, if you're looking for a sound that's kind of like that, I think I'm leaning toward the all urban ash variety, which surprises me a little bit and might surprise you. So let's go over the specs just one more time so that you're familiar with it. Again, it's a limited edition model. It's all urban ash, top, back, and side. It's got some very nice, cool looks to it. Of course, you've got this blonde finish on it. They are going to do some burst finishes, but I think this blonde finish is really fantastic, particularly when you see something on the sides like this, some flamey ash on there. The back has some very subtle flame going as well. Ebony neck and bridge, mahogany, or ebony fingerboard rather, mahogany neck. You've got the Renaissance inlay in Italian acrylic. That black binding is complemented by black tuners up on the top, and of course it has the ES2 pickup system and a black pickguard. So it's a very cool, contrasty, almost reverse tuxedo-like guitar, if you will, where you've got the dark and the light contrast that's going on here. Now, what's going on with urban ash, like I said, is that they've said for a bit that this is like the very best sets of mahogany that you would find. That tonally, it's like the best mahogany that's out there. And that might be true, but if that is true, then what it means is that most of the mahogany that we play, or at least that I typically play, is a lesser mahogany, because this has a distinct tonal difference to it. So let's talk about first what happens when you have a hardwood like this on the top of a guitar. It compresses the sound. Now, I don't care if it's urban ash like this, or if it's Koa, or if it's mahogany. When you use a hardwood top compared to a softer wood like spruce, your sound's going to be a little bit compressed dynamically. Now that means that your very loudest notes are brought down a bit, but your very quietest notes are brought up a bit. It's compressed in that tonal spectrum. You sacrifice dynamic range for more consistency. And for certain players, that is a must if you're kind of all over the place. But for recording, it is something that you really seek after so that you're not having to compress it on the other side in the signal chain, so to speak. And so it's really nice to have that. And you can get this kind of chunky sound, particularly if you're palm muting and you're really digging in. The more you dig in, the more it kind of tends to compress and round and give you this really nice sound. So with mahogany, which is what we would see on a guitar like this, also very similar. You've got that black binding, got the black tuners and so forth. But with mahogany, we tend to describe it as a very dark sound. So you've got that compression, you've got this dark woodiness, this really warm tone that mahogany is known for anyway. Well, that's kind of here with Urban Ash, but if I could give you a metaphor, here's what it sounds like to my ear. It sounds like if you took a graphic EQ, okay? And on your graphic EQ, let me see if I can do this in reverse. You have your trebles on this side and your bass on this side, okay? And you would shape that sound for what you're wanting. Now, if you're wanting to describe a mahogany sound, it's very mid-range heavy. So you'd have your trebles and your bass kind of flat and then coming up to a peak in the mid-range. That's mahogany. Not a lot of bass, not a lot of treble, and this strong mid-range. I find that Urban Ash is taking all those and turning them up, not leaving that treble or that bass at that midline, but bringing them up along with the mid-range. And so you still have a very profound mid-range to it. It's still dry like mahogany, which means you don't have all those overtones that rosewood would give you, but it's all a little bit louder. Your amplification seems to have gone up. It's an increased amplitude, and there's a bit more brightness to it, but there's also a really nice bass to it. So everything seems to have been turned up to 11, as Spinal Tap would say. So that's how I hear this guitar, particularly as I compare it to these two. So I want you to take a listen to this demo. There's a few things that I do on this demo that I really want you to pay attention to. One of them is on a song that I play, starting up here, okay, at E, at the 7th fret. There's some dynamics that I do on this song. And while this compresses more than a spruce top, I've noticed that it doesn't compress as much as a mahogany top. And you'll notice it on what I do dynamically on that guitar. So take a listen. So there you have it. The 324 versus the 424 CE limited edition. This is a limited run. We got, I think, fewer than 10 of these available. They're going to go pretty quick. And again, we don't have any of the bursts, so those should be coming in a little bit later. If you're wanting a burst, let us know. But these natural ones, which I think are really cool because they're a bit unique, I'm concerned the bursts might just make it look like other guitars, but yeah, who knows. They're very cool guitars. So what I was going to say is with limited editions, you don't sleep on these. If you're wanting one, if you go, that's the sound I've been looking for, mahogany, but a little bit more, then you need to kind of take advantage, whether it's from us or from another dealer, because once they're gone, they're typically gone. Sometimes Taylor has done revivals of limited editions or use certain wood pairings on different series, but you never know. In fact, I get questions like that all the time. Hey, when are they going to do this again? I have no idea. I usually know just a little bit before everybody else knows. So if you think I've got like some inside track, I don't. I give them ideas though, but you know, you never know what's going to end up going into production. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say that this kick-ash guitar, and that's what we should, Taylor, name it instead of Urban Ash. Just call it kick-ash. I think we would all agree that would look really good on a shirt, and we'd all appreciate it. But I'd also like to call this just mohogany instead of mahogany, because it does seem to have a lot of the things that this guitar would give you just in spades. There's more of it, and that's a very, very cool option. So if you're interested, you want to go to our website. It's alamomusic.com. We have both of these and all sorts of guitars on there. In fact, if you're looking for a Taylor guitar, we probably have it. We tend to have the best selection pretty much in the country. Generally, we have a ton of guitars at both of our stores and in our warehouse and so forth. So if you're looking for a Taylor, we can get it for you. And if you go to the website and you chat with someone, they can get you photos of all of the guitars, different serial numbers of a particular model in stock, so on and so forth. We want to help you find the right guitar to suit your playing style and your needs, because I think at the end of the day, the best guitar in the world is the one that you are playing. Between these two, if I owned both, I would play this one more, just saying. But I'd like to hear your opinion. You heard them. I think they're pretty different. Did you hear the difference? Let us know in the comments, and let us know which one you liked more, because I'm curious, and I don't know, Taylor might use it for market research for free. Who knows? Just saying. Anyways. That's my take on it. I hope you keep playing. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos, and keep coming back for more. I'll see you next time.